I've got it all put back together now, so let me give it a quick test. So everything's working great, but one thing that always bothers me about Strats is that with just the bridge pickup selected, it's nice and spiky, but sometimes it's a little too spiky. You can't turn it down with a tone knob. So if you select the middle pickup instead with the tone all the way up, or the middle plus the bridge, it's just nowhere near as bright and cutting as the bridge pickup is by itself. What if you want somewhere in between? That's why I like to put in a master volume and then use the third knob as a blend. If you wire this to be used as a blend, then you can use all three pickups at once, or you can make it so you're using just the bridge and just the neck. You can use these two and then blend in just a little bit of the third to get that treble just a little bit higher. Basically, it gives you really precise control over a wide range of tone. I think it's a much better setup. I'll show you how to do it. Here you see the underside of a Squier pickguard wired the way it's normally wired. The red wire is the positive. On this side of the switch, you have the wires that go to each of the pickups. Each of the pickups return, go back to ground, and the negative of the jack. These terminals here go to each of the tone knobs. I want to make this a master tone and this a blend circuit. So the first thing I'm going to do is disconnect these wires and start from scratch. Unscrew the nut. Don't lose this washer. I'm going to keep the capacitor on this one. I'm taking the pot that has the capacitor on it and putting it next to the volume pot. I'm taking this black wire that's connected to the negative on the jack to the pot that has the capacitor on it. Now I'm going to connect the middle terminal of the tone pot to the positive on the jack. I'm connecting it where it connects to the positive on the volume pot as well. Just the easiest way to do it. And that's really it for the master tone. It just goes from the positive in the jack to the middle of the master tone. Then when you turn the tone up or down, it comes out the other side, goes through this capacitor. From there, it just goes to the negative on the jack and the ground. Master tone's very simple. This third terminal stays open. Do not connect it to the back. The switch, so to ground the switch, I'm going to connect it to the back of the pot. The pickup blend circuit is pretty simple too. You just use two of the three terminals and connect a wire to each of the pickups. So when it's turned down, the switch acts as normal. When it's turned halfway up, the pickup that's not selected by the switch is halfway selected with the one that is selected by the switch. It's easier to use it than it is to explain it. Soldering iron, don't fail me now. Now you can see these three terminals are wide open. The blend goes from the bridge, connects that when you turn it up to the neck, and the master tone just goes from the positive on the jack to the potentiometer to the capacitor to the negative on the jack. Nice and neat. Just the bridge pickup, which normally has no EQ on it, but now it has a master EQ on it. If I'm using just the bridge pickup and I want to take away just a tiny bit of the treble, I don't want to lose all the treble that I'll lose if I switch to both pickups. I can just turn down the master tone a tiny bit. That's one of the main key features of the mod. The other thing, the tone blend, it's nice when you're using just the bridge pickup. I don't want to change the EQ of the highs from the bridge, but I want to add in a little bass. Well, if I add in a little signal from the neck, it's kind of like turning up the bass. And if I'm using just the neck pickup with the master EQ or not, and I don't want to lose any bass from the neck pickup, but I want to add a little treble, Well, I can add in a little signal from the bridge pickup. Now it's time to hear how it sounds with the new pickups and the new wiring. The EQ is all basically at 5. Reverb at 2. So here's just the neck turning up and down the blend with the bridge. Much more control over the tone.